You are likely committing a deadly sin right now. You might be doing it while you watch this video. You definitely did it this morning. And the terrifying part? You didn't even realize it. We tend to think of the 7 deadly sins: pride, envy, wrath, sloth, greed, gluttony, and lust as these dusty medieval relics. We picture Dante's Inferno, fire and brimstone, or maybe a strict monk in a stone cell writing on parchment. It feels ancient. It feels irrelevant to a world of high-speed internet and AI. But here is the catch. These sins didn't disappear when we invented the smartphone. They didn't vanish when we moved from feudalism to capitalism. They simply logged on. They got a software update. In fact, if you look closely at the architecture of the modern internet, the very code that runs our lives, you realize that these ancient vices have been weaponized. They have been turned into features. We are going to deconstruct the 7 deadly sins, not as theological concepts, but as the operating system of the 21st century. Because they aren't just habits anymore. They are the business model. Let's start with the one Pope Gregory called the root of all evil: pride. In the 6th century, pride was thinking you were God. Today, pride is thinking you are a brand. Its modern cathedral isn't a church. It's your Instagram profile. Think about the last photo you posted. You didn't just snap it and upload it. You took 10 versions. You checked the lighting. You picked the one where your jawline looked sharpest. You applied a filter to smooth out the reality of your skin. You wrote a caption that sounded effortless, even though it took you 5 minutes to draft. This is the selfie syndrome. We are no longer just living our lives. We are performing them. We have fractured into 2 people: the messy, flawed human being living in reality, and the curated, polished avatar we present to the digital world. And this creates a dangerous feedback loop. We look to the digital crowd for validation, not for our character, but for our performance. When that notification bell rings, you get a hit of dopamine. It feels like love, but it's just data. It's a quantitative measurement of your social worth. And when the likes don't come, you feel a very specific, modern type of hollowness. You feel invisible. This new pride doesn't just make us arrogant, it makes us fragile. It forces us to act as the PR managers of our own souls, constantly spinning the narrative of a life that doesn't actually exist. And inevitably, once you build that shrine to yourself, you start looking around at everyone else's shrines. This brings us to envy. Historically, envy was local. You envied your neighbor's ox because you saw it every day. Your radius of comparison was maybe 5 miles. Today, your radius is the entire planet. We are living in a global village of envy. You aren't just comparing yourself to your high school friends. You are comparing your Tuesday morning commute to a 19-year-old crypto millionaire's vacation in Dubai. You are comparing your messy kitchen to a meticulously staged architectural digest home in Scandinavia. This is the comparison trap on steroids. We are constantly scrolling through the highlight reels of strangers. You see the promotion, the engagement ring, the perfect body, the effortless travel. But you don't see the maxed out credit cards, the failed relationships, or the crippling anxiety behind the camera. You are comparing your behind-the-scenes footage, the boring, messy reality, with their trailer. And the result is a distinct modern anxiety. FOMO, the fear of missing out. It's that gnawing sensation in your gut that everyone, everywhere, is having a better time than you. The algorithms know this. They feed you aspirational content because it keeps you watching. It keeps you hungry. It keeps you feeling just inadequate enough to keep scrolling, looking for the secret to that perfect life. And when you feel inadequate, what do? You try to fill the void. Enter greed. In the old days, greed was a dragon sitting on a pile of gold. It was hoarding. Today, greed looks different. It looks like an Amazon delivery truck pulling up to your house for the 3rd time this week. We have rebranded greed as consumerism, and it is the engine of our entire economy. But it's not just about buying things anymore. It's about the subscription spiral. Think about it. You used to buy a movie. Now you rent access to a library of thousands you'll never watch. You subscribe to music, to software, to meal kits, to razors, to clothes. You own nothing, but you pay for everything. It creates a state of permanent, low-level financial bleeding. And then there is fast fashion. Companies like Shein and Zara churning out trends so fast that a shirt is obsolete before it even arrives in the mail. We are treating the physical world as if it were disposable. We buy to feel a moment of control, a quick hit of newness, only to find the item sitting in a pile of cardboard in the corner 3 days later. The dopamine gone. The hunger back. The dragon isn't hoarding gold anymore, it's hoarding cardboard boxes. But if we treat objects as disposable, what happens when we start treating people that way? That brings us to lust. Traditionally, lust was about unbridled desire. Today, lust has been gamified. It has been turned into an efficiency problem that Silicon Valley solved. Swipe left, swipe right. We have reduced the terrifying complexity of human connection to a binary sorting algorithm. We look at a human being, a person with a childhood, trauma, dreams, and a favorite color, and we make a decision in 0.5 seconds based on the pixel density of their profile picture. This is the Tinderification of intimacy. It creates a paradox of choice. Because there are theoretically millions of matches just a swipe away, no single person feels good enough. Why work through a difficult conversation with the person in front of you when the perfect partner might be in the next swipe? It encourages us to treat people like products in a catalog. I don't like the specs on this one. Return. Next. We collect matches like trophies, getting a little ego boost with every "it's a match" screen, but often failing to ever bridge the gap to real vulnerability. We are drowning in access, but starving for connection. And when that loneliness turns sour, when the world feels unfair, we lash out, we arrive at wrath. Wrath used to be a bar fight, it used to be a duel. Now, it's a comment section. The internet is the most efficient anger amplification machine ever built. We have created an outrage industrial complex. You see a headline that makes your blood boil. You don't read the article. You don't check the source. You just react. You type. You hit send. Studies show that anger travels faster on social media than any other emotion. The algorithms prioritize it. If a post makes you calm, you scroll past. If it makes you furious, you engage. You comment. You share. So the system is designed to keep you in a state of perpetual, low-grade fury. We form digital mobs, piling onto strangers, destroying reputations in minutes, fueled by a self-righteous high. It feels good to be angry. It feels like we are doing something. But usually, we are just screaming into a void, feeding the very machine that is dividing us. All this anger, all this comparing, it's exhausting. So we need to numb out. We need gluttony. But we aren't just stuffing our faces with food, though the Uber Eats on your phone makes that easier than ever. We are stuffing our minds. We are gluttons for information. We are gluttons for content. This is the age of the binge. Netflix autoplays the next episode in 5 seconds, because they know if they gave you 10 seconds, you might stand up and turn off the TV. They have removed the stopping cues. And then there is the endless scroll of TikTok and Instagram. It is known in design ethics as a dark pattern. It is designed like a bottomless soup bowl. No matter how much you consume, the bowl never empties. You sit down to check your messages for 1 minute, and suddenly an hour has vanished. You enter a trance state. This is brain rot. We are consuming petabytes of data, memes, dances, news clips, advertisements, gorging ourselves until we are mentally obese, unable to focus, unable to think deeply, bloated with other people's thoughts. And finally, the result of all this overstimulation? Sloth. But not the sloth of lying in a hammock. This is a frantic, anxious sloth. It is the sloth of busyness. We are obsessed with productivity. We watch videos on how to organize our Notion workspace. We color-code our calendars. We download meditation apps. We do everything around the work, but we avoid the work itself. We are productive procrastinators. It's easier to reply to 30 emails than to write one difficult chapter of your book. It's easier to like a friend's post than to call them and ask how they are really doing. Modern sloth isn't doing nothing. It's doing a million easy things to avoid doing the one hard thing that matters. It is a spiritual apathy, a refusal to engage deeply with your own life, because you are too busy being distracted by the simulation of it. So where does that leave us? Pride, envy, greed, lust, wrath, gluttony, sloth. They aren't demons from a storybook. They are the buttons on your home screen. They are the invisible scripts running in the background of your brain right now. But here is the good news. Awareness is the antivirus. You can't fight an enemy you can't see. By recognizing that these platforms are designed to trigger your worst instincts, you can start to opt out. You can choose to create rather than curate. You can choose to connect rather than swipe. You can choose to stop scrolling and start living. The sins are ancient, but the choice, that is new every single morning.